Welcome back to the channel. We are Carol and Ken, and we like touring in our little red camper. This is episode 8 of a series all about the Isle of Wight and what it's like to wild camp there with a campervan. Happened to use one of our blankets this morning to keep the sun off. I forgot to bring our tarp. We're forgetting everything at the moment, aren't we, Charlie?
Practice.
Yeah.
To drink.
I'll have a cup of tea, please. Nice big dollop of English mustard. Can't beat it. These are going to be better than the ones we had yesterday, aren't they?
I had a nice bagel yesterday.
Oh, all right then. Here comes the best sausage sandwich on the Isle of Wight. Lovely day again. Oh, I didn't know you went for an egg as well.
Yeah, bacon and egg.
Yeah, don't drip it all down you. I bet that's tasty. Good bacon.
Nice bacon.
Good. So we're just comparing prices of making our own compared to what we spent in Gossip's Cafe yesterday.
So we added up everything we bought in Aldi, so just to make these each.
Yeah.
Came to £2.8p.
Yeah.
And what we bought in the Gossip's Cafe for the two of us was £11.90.
So we spent the night at Fort Victoria again last night, and what a peaceful night it was. But now we're on our way to somewhere else. We've been so lucky with the weather, I think.
Yeah, we only had that one bit of rain early on when we were in Benbridge. Other than that, it's been fine.
So what do we know about this place where we're going?
It was an Anglo-Saxon stronghold occupied in the 8th century. Just done a search for 10 most interesting facts about the Isle of Wight, and the first one that comes up is that it's the most haunted island on earth.
Why that would be. It also has the oldest pier in the UK, which is Ryde Pier, built in 1814.
The Romans used to call this island Vectis.
It was also the most favourite place of Queen Victoria. Dangerous corner, drive slowly. Here we are. Right, be ready.
Yeah.
Let's go. This slot would have been the portcullis. Now, Carisbrooke Castle had an important role at the end of the English Civil War. The English Civil War was not just one war, it was actually 3 conflicts. The war began in 1642. Primarily because Charles I raised an army against the wishes of Parliament in order to deal with a rebellion in Ireland. This little building on the end here is the well house, and they used donkeys to draw up the water. So hopefully we'll get a chance to see them doing that a little later on. Most people know that the parliamentary forces were led by Oliver Cromwell. So you may be wondering, how does Carisbrooke Castle come into the picture? Well, Charles I was imprisoned here after the war. He was held here from the 13th of November 1647 and kept for just over a year before his final execution. Charles I was executed on the 30th of January 1649, outside the banqueting hall in Whitehall, London.
So this is the room where Charles I was imprisoned after the English Civil War. At the time, the window was much smaller, and he actually tried to escape through the window in 1648 and got stuck. This is a painting of Princess Elizabeth, who was Charles I's daughter. She caught a chill out in the garden and died here. Notice she's got her head on the Bible, got a portrait of her father on the wall. And this is her brother Henry. And the guards just come in and dropped his pipe on the floor and it's still alight. And there's a cage here with the door open, the birds escaped.
I'm always fascinated by these old dolls' houses. It all looks so delicate. You wonder that if a child could actually play with it. Maybe it was just for the adults.
These are all belonging to Charles I. A pair of his drawers, a pair of garters, and this is believed to be one of the shirts he was wearing when he was beheaded. Of course, he famously wore 2 shirts, so he wouldn't be shivering with the cold and people would think he was afraid. So this is a letter written by King Charles I in code, which has been decoded, and it says he is asking for help. I am lost if I go not into France before the end of August next.
Charles was convicted of treason and sentenced to death by beheading. He spent his last few days in St James's Palace, surrounded by his family and most loyal supporters. On the day of his execution, he was taken to a large black scaffold where a crowd had gathered to watch the regicide of a king. Charles I was the only English monarch to be tried and executed for treason. Some see him as a martyr and others as a tyrant, so he remains a controversial figure in our history.
You bring a beginning, you spark a heart that's gone to light, and you jump the spine. You stun like a cannon, you show the scars of your darkest night in the morning light. And I have waited for you, I have waited so long. Oh.
Right, cup of tea I think now, Charlie Brown. Where do we go? At least that one's a good pourer.
Yeah.
I picked you a cold little spot, haven't I?
Yeah, nice cup of
Sorry
hot
about
tea.
that, but I just didn't want to sit in the sun. Lovely old dog. Oh, I get you. You're
There's
cutting
logic
it in half,
to my
and then you're
madness.
splitting it through the middle.
Yeah. So you each get a top and you each get a bottom.
Yeah, there is logic to your madness, see.
See.
How did you like the donkey?
Yeah, it's a lovely donkey.
Yeah.
It's a very quick demonstration.
Yeah.
I thought they could have done a bit longer.
Well, once you've seen it go round, you've seen it go round. Apparently the donkeys have got a contract where they're only allowed to work 6 minutes a day.
Max 6 minutes.
Max 6 minutes a day. And they never lift up a fully loaded bucket of water. They just lift an empty bucket.
No through road straight on, so
Yeah.
else you'll end up in the sea.
I think there's a little car park down there. Where they were just.
Yeah, there is.
We'll go along here for a bit. So this is Gurnard.
Very pretty. Beach huts down on the beach.
So what's really good is it's free parking here. And we've got toilets just down away from the van. Perfection. Not sure if I'd stay here though, because we're right in front of people's houses, aren't we? But
Yeah.
I'd be a little bit worried of getting dinked by a car.
Yeah, they're not very deep, the bags,
Yeah.
are they?
So our heads are up the back of the van, so we wouldn't want to risk that. But for an afternoon, it's a perfect little spot.
So we're just having a simple chili tonight. I've already boiled up some pasta and left it to drain here. And now I'm frying up some onions and garlic. Next, I'm just browning some minced beef. Some tomatoes, some tomato puree. With seasoning, we're putting in the salt, black pepper, chili powder, and some sugar. Lastly, a tin of kidney beans.
That looks tasty. Oh, I've been looking forward to this. Yummy. Top notch, bunny. Perfect, just right.
Good.
If you're dreaming of a camper van and you can afford one, then I say do it. Life's too short to waste time. Morning everyone, we're Carol and Ken and we like touring in our little red camper.
Let's take a ride. I've got the perfect place in mind. We've got an hour or so to hide. Monte, Negra, love of mine. Just want my bed. Let's find.
We're going to move off somewhere else for breakfast this morning. Don't want to outstay our welcome. I haven't picked a very tranquil spot for the breakfast this morning, have I? We just had a guy next to us talking constantly on his mobile phone. Yeah, he's gone. Can't blame him, of course. He's out there working and he needed to talk to someone. That is an amazing tree in that person's garden. They say the roots of a tree goes twice its height, I think. So they must be well underneath the house and the road. Beautiful. That was delicious, thank you very much. We pre-cooked those sausages the other day and we're just debating whether it's worth pre-cooking the bacon, and then you could do the whole pack at once and only have the major mess once, couldn't you? You're going to say now that it's just as messy warming it up, but I don't think it is, because you don't have all that extra grease to deal with. That's already been got rid of.
Yeah, the major.
Yeah. Right, well, we had our breakfast. Now we're off to see a house built by a prince for his queen.
Car's straight on.
And here, folks, we have Osborne House. So the first place we're going to head for is the Queen Victoria's private beach. And hopefully on the way we'll get a glimpse of the ice house. There's so much birdsong in these woods. So this is the entrance to the ice house, and ice in here could be stored for over a year. Wow, it's deep. So it'd be filled from the top, and they would crush the ice to pack it down tightly, and then they would put a layer of straw on the top to insulate it.
It's 15 feet wide and 30 feet deep. So they use the ice for their drinks and keeping food fresh, and Queen Victoria used big chunks to keep her dining room cool.
Apparently Queen Victoria didn't like the quality of the ice, so she used to have lake ice imported from Massachusetts in the USA. Just got passed by an electric car and neither of us could hear it coming from behind us, could we?
No,
The guy behind us had to shout out, "Mind your back."
to get out of the way.
What is the pudding?
Well, it's a sort of
Can I just check out the videoing?
Yes.
Yeah, there's no videoing allowed inside Swiss Cottage or the house, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Still photos.
just stills.
Right, okay.
Princes Bertie and Alfred built this fort in 1856 as a birthday surprise for their mother, Queen Victoria.
These days they'd just take them to McDonald's. So behind us is Queen Victoria's private beach.
Queen Victoria had this alcove built in 1856 because she loved to come down and sit and sketch and needed shelter from the sun. It's got a domed roof of Minton tiles and the seat is held up on cast iron dolphins.
So the feet of the seat are the oh, I can just about
Dolphins.
make it out on that one
See
there.
a face on that one there.
That one's a bit clearer.
This is the actual bathing hut used by Queen Victoria. She had it installed here in 1846 because Prince Albert believed that sea bathing was beneficial for your health.
Apparently it was used as a chicken shed somewhere else before they brought it here. It's quite a haul back up from the beach to the house. So I wonder which one of these windows would have been her bedroom. Well, I have to confess, I went round that house like a knife through butter. Very dark in there, a bit dingy, and absolutely packed with people. And we could only get photographs because you're not allowed to film. We fancied a bit of a rest after walking round, and we came up trumps in their overflow car park at the rear, where we found this shady spot. So we've been sat here. As soon as you pick up a camera. I remember that sound. That's when sirens used to be sirens, not the noise they make now.
We haven't been to Cows, have we? Maybe that's where we should go.
We haven't been to loads of places.
We're just wondering what we should do because we've got the rest of today and then tomorrow's our last day.
We just found out about, thanks to somebody's recommendation, Steep Hill Bay, is it?
Steep Hill Cove.
Steep Hill Cove. And apparently it's a very steep hill that you've got to walk back up. But they do crab pasties there.
In the crab shed at the bottom.
Yeah, and I think that's worth a steep hill.
Right, okay, so tomorrow morning we'll venture down,
Yeah.
look at the cove and have an early lunch of crab pasty.
Well, you wouldn't have a crab pasty, would you?
No, I'd have
Apparently they
something
do
else.
crab,
Mackerel, salmon,
salmon.
all sorts of pasty.
Maybe we should get one of each and sample
We'll
them. And then what?
see. Then it's a steep walk back up the hill,
Yeah.
and then we thought we might do the Ventnor Botanic Garden in the
Yeah.
afternoon.
Okay. Carol wants to do that. I don't really want to do that, but we'll do it. Thanks so much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe and share us with your friends. If you want to go further, then you can buy us a coffee for as little as £1. We know not everybody can afford to do that, so a like and subscribe is just as good.